You are listening to Win on KZKO. Check them out every Monday from 4 to 5 p.m. Mountain Time. Only on KZKO The Vibe.
Covering all conversation, from dating to getting revenge on your exes. This is Talking Points with Shabazz Davis on World Improv Network.
Hello. Good evening, and welcome to Talking Points with Shabazz Davis. My name is Jerome Carmichael, filling in for Shabazz Davis this week, who's busy getting his iPad rotated. Good luck with that, Shabazz, and come back soon. Now, the year is 2015, and this is not a year for the Olympics, but in 2016 it will be, and we will be revisiting the Summer Olympics in some location around the world. Let's all give a hand for international sporting events. And one of the less watched events in the Summer Olympic Games is male gymnastics. And with us today, we have former gold medal contending male gymnast, Corey Hamm. Welcome to the show, Corey.
Yeah, how's it going, brah?
I'm doing well. Now, Corey, you and your brother were both on the men's United States gymnastic team in 2008 and 2012.
Yeah, it was tough. I came back, from an ACL surgery, but I made it,
And that took a lot of sacrifices for you.
It did, yeah.
Now, during those two Olympic campaigns, roughly how much of your time did you spend training and preparing?
I'd spend an average about 12 hours a day in the gym, training, and another 45 minutes every other day getting my body waxed,
Yeah. Oh, and it shows. It shows. You have wonderful skin.
I appreciate that. We have to keep it exfoliated because the chalk, dries it out,
Yes. And, Mr. Hamm, during that period, how much were you paid by the United States Olympic Committee?
You mean over the both Olympics combined?
Yes, over the total, let's call it 8 years that you trained full-time for these events?
If I break it down, it's $487 total.
$487.
Yeah.
Now, do you feel that's adequate for the amount of effort that you put in? The sacrifices that you made?
I'm $14,000 in debt, for waxing alone.
Yeah.
Then I'm also in huge amount of debt, for all the classes I took, and the gym rental facilities, and having to spend all this time without a job, So right now I've calculated that I'm $856,000 in the hell,
Mm-hmm. And how much does the average women's gymnast get paid for this same effort?
Well, if let's say if a woman gymnast, you would go through two Olympics and it'd be a gold medal contender, like I was, on average with advertising, endorsement contracts, appearances, even speaking engagements in books, and sometimes even photo shoots, about $15 million,
So there's one could say, a little bit of a gap, a wage gap between male and female gymnasts.
Well, there's definitely, there's a big gap between a female and a male. And
now, Mr. Hamm, what do you think needs to be done about this?
Well, some people are proposing to...
What are you proposing, Mr. Hamm?
I'm confused, I'm kind of thinking about maybe getting gender realignment so I can be a female, and because I'm strong. And if I was a female, I think I could probably clean up in a lot of events in the next Olympics. And then maybe I could make some of that money back, the 800-something thousand that I'm in the hole,
So you're not at all concerned about the wage gap. You're more of I can't beat them, so let's join them.
No, it's not true, kind of. I'm leaning that way, but I was also thinking about maybe marching, on Birmingham, Alabama, or maybe Selma.
Okay. Which is as everyone knows, the headquarters of the United States Gymnastics Olympic Committee,
Yeah,
the
it
USGOC.
That's right, and so I was thinking about maybe getting some people together and, marching,
So you don't think it's fair?
Well, after looking at it, I mean, I didn't even add up in that my ACL surgery cost me $17,000. Obamacare didn't cover that, so, yeah, it's not fair. But, I am a guy, but if I lop it off, maybe, it'd be fair again,
So this wage differential has driven you to considering extreme actions.
Well, it depends, what part of the world you live in, kind of constitutes what's extreme.
I think any part of the world would consider lopping off your own genitalia extreme. Now, I would also like to bring into the studio right now noted women's advocate, Miss Emma Watson. Welcome, Emma.
Hello. Yes, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome for being here.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, Ms. Watson.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You are a noted women's advocate working for the advancement of women's causes. What is your view on the wage gap in gymnastics?
Well, it is personally my opinion that it's upon the individuals to make up that cost. And as a feminist, I think both men and women should be paid equally. But there is some personal responsibility involved, isn't there? Thank you. Thank you.
So.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Ms. Watson.
Merci beaucoup.
Bitter. Now, Ms. Watson, what do you feel, what kind of actions do you feel Mr. Ham should take to minimize this wage gap? What can he do?
Yeah, Miss
in your
Watson,
mind?
what can I do to bridge your gap,
I don't think that was very appropriate. And
Yeah,
how you
no,
said that,
thank
you were looking at me in a very innuendo kind of way. I'd appreciate an apology there.
I was just, looking at the rings, like I was
Thank
trying
you.
to do another,
Thank you.
Iron Cross, I'm just sorry, Miss Watson.
Thank you.
Just asking, what I should do to try to bridge that gap.
Well, the Olympic Committee does have a partnership with certain corporations. For example, Apollo Ono, who's a male athlete, right? He was sponsored by Home Depot as an employee, so he had certain benefits that were channeled through Home Depot, but were originally provided by the Olympic Committee. So that you didn't have a job, you basically skipped out on that opportunity.
Yeah, but I tried to work in the lumber department at Home Depot, and they were already all stacked up, And
yeah, it's hard to find a job sometimes.
So, Ms. Watson, your solution has nothing to do with evening out the wages between the two. Not in no way should the female gymnasts have to sacrifice any of their approximately $15 million in earnings to make it more even for someone like Mr. Ham, who is only making $400.
Right.
Well,
you're right.
Okay.
That is my view. I think Mr. Ham here needs to step up his game. Outside the gymnastics mat, and seek to close the gap himself. And if you want to coordinate with other male athletes, I think that's great.
But Miss Watson, you gotta tell me how to fill that gap, because I
feel like you're making a sexual innuendo.
I won 2 golds and a silver, Miss Watson, and I'm $800,000 in the hole for it, I don't know if that's right. And maybe if you could just give me your salary for your next film or something, that'd be cool, Oh.
Well, the audience seems to be behind that decision, Ms. Watson.
The Olympic Committee, they make their choices, and I am just here to advocate for equality across the gender map.
And apparently that advocating for equality does not consist of the female gymnast giving up anything.
Right.
Yeah, Mr. Carmichael,
nor
you know.
does she say that you should lop off your genitalia.
Thank you.
So, men, if you're dissatisfied with your wage position, don't lop off your genitalia. And that's the point. Good night, America.
Give the Windcast your suggestions via Facebook, Twitter, or the KZKO Wind blog during the commercial break of what issues the Wind counselors can help you with during Good, Bad, Ugly. Next on KZKO.
You are listening to Win on KZKO. Check them out every Monday from 4 to 5 p.m. Mountain Time. Only on KZKO.